Think fast, Chuckle Nuts!
Hello everyone, Prisco here, and welcome to another Think Fast, this time featuring Deadpool. The crazy psychotic man who has two voices inside his head talking to him all times, and he must give onomatopoeias to various gun sounds and things he does in the world. Have I explained Deadpool enough to you? By the way, he's a very graphic anti-hero. Let's go and just jump right in, shall we? Actually, I suppose the first thing I need to show you guys is settings you can mess around with. This is the PC version, so there's minor settings you can play with. Brightness, safe frame. Don't need you doing that, Deadpool. Graphics, yeah, great graphics options right here. That's pretty much it for your settings. Anyway, we're gonna jump right in. I can't go anywhere else but home sweet home. All right. Veteran, ultraviolence. Nice. Alright, let's just go with veteran for... I'm assuming it's the normal difficulty. Now, pretty much everybody likes Deadpool. Doesn't idolize him, but likes him.
It's Logan. Got your message. And for the last time, no. You cannot take our Blackbird out for a joyride. Stop calling about it.
Hey, Deadpool, it's Domino. So, I got another contract for you if you're interested. The coin is good, so just let me know. Oh, and regarding that other thing you texted me about, I can't. I mean, it was just supposed to be that one time, and anyway, just call me.
Deadpool, it's Peter Della Penna from High Moon Studios. You know, the guy you kept calling Dickhead when you cornered me in the parking lot the other night? Anyway, looked over your proposal. Not gonna pretend I understand any of it, but the answer is no. We're gonna pass on your big game idea.
What? He said no? That was our chance to be in our own video game.
Maybe we shouldn't have written the proposal in crayon. Relax. You know he's gonna call back.
Oh, yeah, because of the...
Deadpool! Hey, it's Peter. You know, Dickhead. Remember when I called you earlier and told you no? I'm such a joker, because I meant yes, of course. The new proposal you sent over this morning went off with a big bang in the office today. Genius. Just genius. So, sum it up, congratulations. Let's make a video game.
See? Once again, our explosive personality wins the day. High five! No high fives, we're voices in our head.
I've got my top designers banging away on a script right now. As soon as it's ready, we'll send it right over.
Script?
And that's pretty much Deadpool in a nutshell if you don't know him already. Now, just a side note, I'm actually re-recording my commentary for this because I cannot focus at all myself when Deadpool is talking and I'm playing. So, what I'm doing is basically I am re-recording myself because all it was like random moments of gibberish and blah. So forgive me if this commentary isn't as in the game as normal. Also, as you're seeing here, these achievements that are popping up are rather humorous. There'll be annotations here that I'm basically going to end up reading here, but if you could not read the achievements that just popped up, the first one is free, followed by the second, which was the second one is too. Now, I'm including some stuff here basically that are part of the game that are random interactions. Deadpool is compensating for something, obviously. Now, what this game is kind of an action-adventure game with not a lot of exploration except for collectible, like for getting additional money towards upgrades. He is taking a poop, by the way, if you could not tell. So it is an action-adventure game that mimics some combat styles of other games, but also has its own unique play. Now, this game actually was made by High Moon Studios. For those of you that have seen some of my other at least one of my other Think Fast videos, you'll know that High Moon is the group of people that made Transformers War for Cybertron and Transformers Fall of Cybertron. So we've already got a good combination here of Deadpool the character and people who made awesome games. And
Underwear?
yeah, I'm just being a little quiet for that conversation just because it's kind of awkward. And you could let this go for ages too if you want to, just to hear awkward banter. But pretty much you can close the door on her if you want to keep on exploring your apartment before the game starts, or if you want to go ahead and get right into it.
As I suspected. Words. Everywhere. Lame.
So,
We should read some.
Deadpool has a script, which is not really something we need to pay attention to be honest with you. Now, if you can't already tell, Deadpool has its own brand of comedy within it.
Why are we trying to kill what's-his-face?
Who cares? I'm making art here. Behold! Not sure the player understands our thinking. Hey, player, just go with it.
I'm going with it.
They're about to change your fucking life.
Yes, they are. And thus, that's how the game starts, with Deadpool making quote-unquote art. So now, what we're going to be doing here in this first part
How quaint.
is going to be learning about Deadpool's various combats.
I never read the manual.
You can't read.
Yes, I can.
I only play PC games. Hey, there's some text.
Which, oddly enough, I'm playing PC
Read that
games.
shit. Do whatever High Moon says.
So, sorry, my audio is kind of messed up for this. I'm going to be fixing it in editing. Now, as you know, I hate post-commentary, so a lot of stuff I'm saying right now is probably not going to match up with the video again. I keep touching on this, don't I? Anyway, as you see the combat here, XXX, YYY, you know, this whole game and play style that's basically available. You also have, although they don't tell you about it for a while, you do also have Deadpool's trusty pistols to work with. This kind of combat style actually is reminiscent of something of the Batman Arkham Asylum series. You know, I suppose Batman Arkham series, currently being Asylum and City. But anyway, now this is why I say it reflects this, because we get that we can teleport around for a little bit of sneakiness when fighting enemies. We can also use it, as the game is going to say here, to counter attack enemies. And this button and B will also be used for, like, if you mess up a jump, because there is some platforming in this, if you would believe that. But we can use that. We can use B to, like, basically recover from a fall. So, and if you let Deadpool fall, it pretty much takes you to a game over screen.
Besides you two schmucks, one crate, please.
So now, now we get more again into the wacky side of Deadpool. Which, this sounds bad, but if you saw the trailer, you should know this. Except he doesn't say bouncy. Also, there was an incredible amount of slowdown while doing this part. Don't know why. It was just during this part, so maybe the lack of optimization. Bouncy castle.
Check. Boing, 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 boing. Wahoo! Banana! Boing.
So, yeah, Deadpool has his own style of humor here, and I'm not sure what... I'm looking for upgrades, that's right. So as you get points from fighting dudes, you can put upgrades into your weapons, which will help you get upgrades faster, do more damage, you know, that kind of thing. Basically, you can customize how you want to do Deadpool. There'll be a comment on this a little bit later. If I keep, I'm pretty sure that it's basically, hey,
we don't take fall damage, so go nuts.
Yay, fall damage, lack of. Oh yes. Also, if you're sneaky about it, or if you're quick about it, and somebody doesn't notice you, you can actually sneak up on enemies to execute them. And you can do it. I don't think it matters which button you push, because the executions are kind of static.
In my game, you get points for killing baddies.
Yeah, and
You get points for killing bad guys. Also, these different tokens, these are basically part of what you collect in order to upgrade yourself and abilities.
Hey, player, open up the upgrade menu.
And he's talking about upgrades right now, which I think, yeah, I do go into. So you can buy upgrades for weapons or personal upgrades and the player upgrades, which is excuse me, which is stuff like more quickly regenerating health, which Deadpool, his main power is he can regenerate really quick, kind of like Wolverine. So you can buy upgrades like that, or you can increase your weapons to do various things, such as put bleeding on your sword, so you only have to touch an enemy once and then kind of run away, you know. So it's kind of like you can customize Deadpool how you like to play Deadpool, and Deadpool has other weapons you can pick at different times as well. Now this whole time I'm playing this, I was playing with a controller, and just so I could wrap up a level, I went off and I started using a keyboard just to wrap up a level off camera. I will say that the controller functions a lot better, but you can use the PC controls. They're not terrible, but they're not as desirable as using a controller. So I recommend a controller for this game. Wall kicks will work. Now, as you see, like I said before, there is a little bit of platforming, double jumps and all that stuff. Suck at gravity. Screw you, laws of physics. Like, even the proper voice for Deadpool, even Deadpool's proper voice in his head is kind of insane and a jackass.
If it were me, I'd chain wall jumps together to get higher.
See? And it actually functions really well. Like, you don't really have to get a running start like I did there to get a wall jump. Just make sure you're aiming Deadpool at a wall as you jump.
Jump button in midair to do a double jump.
Yeah, you're teaching.
Laws of physics be damned.
There you go. That's the proper voice in Deadpool's head. Now, that's what those icons on the right, left and right mean. The left one, that's basically the screwball voice box, is Deadpool's wacky voice in his head. And the voice that's kind of a scribble is Deadpool's proper or more intellectual voice in his head. Now, I'm going to let this play out for you guys so you can enjoy this scene here.
That's what happens when you mix C4 with a fiend burrito. Now be honest, I'm not the only one with a little bit of shit in their pants right now, am I?
Now we get into the gun play. So you can mix in gun combat with your melee combat, which controller controls is right trigger, and keyboard controls is left click. So like everything that's gun wise is bound to your keyboard control speaking. Everything that's bound to your guns is on the mouse. Everything that's bound to your combat is bound to the keyboard. Keyboard combat, like I'm doing here with the controller, is actually Q and E. Q for light attacks, E for heavy attacks. And you use WASD to move around. Now, where they have other buttons bound is kind of dumb. Your teleport button is over on B, which if you look at your keyboard right now, B is kind of hard to do when you have three fingers on W, A, and D. So, kind of a folly on that. But at least they have some close together. Like I don't know why F couldn't be used for your teleport, but whatever. But then a lot of stuff they have you use like for teleporting and counterattacking on B and interacting with stuff is U. Take a look at where U is in comparison to WAD, then B, then U. Not the best keyboard bindings. When you're using a mouse, when you need to aim for the gun, you know, the mouse works very well, or the keyboard controls work very well. But other than that, I would definitely just recommend a controller for this. And though it was actually longer when I finished recording because I could not get my thoughts across like I am now with this, I think I'm going to be ending off this Think Fast a little quick here. But after I tell you about a few things. Now, some of the key bindings for the keyboard and the controller are actually in decent places. Like, to interact with stuff using a controller, you hit the left bumper. And to throw grenades, which you do have 3 of at the time, which you also pick up at any point, is right bumper. Now, here's the thing about keyboard controls I have a gripe with. You see how it says left bumper? Left bumper is equal to shift on the keyboard, but left bumper is also how you interact with things. So why couldn't we use shift for everything? I don't know. Anyway, here's some of the gameplay. I'm terrible with using a thumbstick to aim at guns, so you're going to see me fail quite expertly with gunplay. Now, it takes them quite a while to teach you. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, that's your momentum. Basically, it's basically a super move. You build it up far enough, and then you can basically clear out a ring of enemies in front of you really like instantly.
Look at me when I'm talking to you.
Also, tacos. Those are things you can collect. If you finish off an enemy expertly or in as little time as possible, you get a taco. And tacos are some kind of collectible. I don't know. I think it's mainly for an achievement. I don't know yet. Now, as I mentioned earlier, Deadpool's main ability is his insanely fast regeneration, similar to Wolverine. So if you hide behind cover long enough, he'll regenerate all his health. Anyway, like I said, I'm bad at aiming with guns, but if you get headshots on guys like that, that's basically the best way to get the tacos. But anyway, I think I've actually covered everything I wanted to about this game. This game is very well made and very well done, which High Moon, you know, I respect them for making the game as they have. I played War of Cybertron, and it controls like a dream. And this game also controls very well as well. Unfortunately, you cannot rebind controls like you can in those games, but yeah, this game still works very well. I'd rate it a pretty high recommendation to everybody. And keep in mind, this game came out just recently across various platforms, like less than a month ago. At least at the time of me recording this audio, it came out less than a month ago. And by the way, just get used to the fact that Deadpool's going to break the fourth wall constantly. But I think that'll actually go ahead and wrap this up here. So everybody, I do thank you for watching this Think Fast of Deadpool, which is on PC, PlayStation 3, and Xbox 360. If you have any other questions about the game, about things that I haven't talked about this, you can always leave a comment down below. And that will, like I said 5 times, that'll do it. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next Think Fast video.